Hi Sages, welcome to your October 2017 monthly readings. Uh, I've, I was just hearing the song Outcast, Hey Ya. It's just, uh, I'm not sure why. Uh, for some Sages, maybe you need to be listening to more music and bopping around more. Music is very important for Sagittarians, so if you're feeling low, uh, try to listen to some music to elevate your vibration. Uh, Sages, it's quite important that you it came up in Capricorn's reading. I'm not sure why. I was seeing Will Smith, uh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith, dancing. That's what it's called on YouTube. It's a clip. It's part one. Uh, that's like Sages at random points in their day. In Geminis too. Geminis can be like that too. Uh, but if you're not doing that, you need to, because it's very important for you to elevate your vibration. It's in some form it's a protection. And if you research multiple cultures, African, Native Indians, dance is highly spiritual. It was a protector. Uh, shamans use this. Shamans use music to for path guiding. So it kind of spiritually guides the person. So I'm not sure. It's and Albert Einstein himself used music as well, and I mean the guy was a genius. He might have been onto something. People might have been onto something. Uh, he used classical music for problem solving. If you can play an instrument, that would be better. Uh, but music is really important for Sages. I'm just waiting for the energies to get interrupted. There we go. Cards fell out here. And Sages, salute you guys. Uh, a while ago I said that, we were going to be tested. It was like an obstacle course we are going to have to go through. I think some people it ended up like being for Sages. People don't really understand what's going on with Sages. I feel for you guys. I do. For some of them, I feel like it was like born supremacy. You guys were like dropped off like in the middle of nowhere with no tools or equipment or anything, and the universe was just like, go, like start problem solving, troubleshooting. You had to build your own fire. It's like, oh, it was ridiculous for me. And my mom was going through stuff, so uh, I think a lot of Sages are quite serious right now. And a lot of people don't realize Sages are very family oriented, but they're more physically the protectors, right? That's what they do. So when I got dropped off in the middle of nowhere, my objective was getting to my mom. She was going through so much, and it was just, I turned into freaking Xena, man. Started like, ensuring that nobody could get to her, or it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous, people. You know how Sages get. We get like I've always said Sages turn into like Xena or Hercules, right? Because they're children of Zeus, right? And Sages are Zeus, right? Like when Zeus gets angry, he throws down the the lightning. Your first card that you have here is the King of Swords. So it's kind of funny that I was talking about how Sages are pretty serious. I feel like a lot of you guys have been. It was like I was saying, foreign supremacy, man. You got dropped out there. You had a map, just hints and clues, and you had to survive, man. Uh, it's a obstacle course I'm seeing. Like you're just trying to get to your destination. You have goals. You have an objective. People might not be understanding it. There's a sense here. Okay, you got to be careful though. It could cause more conflict. Uh, I feel by the end of all of this, Sages, you guys will be like, this guy's royalty, right? He's a warrior. And when it comes to fire signs, I see them as if we were talking modern day, I see them as the warriors. Like they would be, you know, they would be in the military, the army, you know. Air signs would be like airstrike. Earth signs are like the, you know, the tanks and the generals, you know, planning everything. Uh, Water signs are the submarines and the navy, you know, their water support. Fire signs are the actual soldiers. I see Aries as the ones that run in because Aries got balls, man. You gotta admire that about them. If there was an Aries woman going up against any male from different zodiac sign, my money would be on the Aries woman. They're not scared, man. They're, you know, they're pimps. You gotta admire them, you know, like. And then I see Leos. Well, Leos are like self-righteous, right? So they're like, they got honor and pride, right? So they'll run out there real fast, uh, you know, to support their cause, like the cause, the freedom. You know, they'll fight for that. Sagittarius I see more as the snipers. It's not that you guys are like lazy or anything. It's that, you know, Sagittarius sees things from um a further perspective, right? So they can predict things too. They're pretty good at predicting things. They can see outcomes happening, and they need. They're kind of the ones who have time to go back to the general and see what's up. You know? They got time to plan. You know what I mean? Talk to a Gemini, see what the Gemini. You know, like they're snipers. They like, you got to be careful that um you're not cutting down innocent bystanders in your mission here, whatever your mission is. I got weird messages today, you guys. I pick up on vibrations. So the cards are tools for me to harness in. I read energy. So when I get the card, I harness in on a vibration. I see, like, sometimes it could be like just feelings I'll get that come through, which will come through as images. You have the Four of Wands here. So you guys are going to get to your destination, whatever that is. And this is actually, these cards are based on mythology, going back to the Thor and Odin days. And with the Four of Wands, this is actually Thor, which I'm pretty sure is a descendant of Zeus. I may be wrong, right? I may be wrong. And he's married, and he marries a giant in the story. That's why she's taller. So for some of you guys, the message is, okay, you got a lot of enough is enough energy here, but you have to combine two different sides. So you got to be a little softer too, right? Okay, because he's not royalty yet, you know. So it's kind of like when a king has a son or a princess, you know, uh, their daughter or whatever. Uh, they don't get the crown. The king doesn't step down until their child's fully capable, right? And sometimes the ego gets the best of them. So there could be an ego here, all right? Like, it's almost like a sense of, some of you guys are kind of sick and tired of people uh, not having the same morals, values, and it's like honor. Get honor as you guys. And you need to understand you're a Sagittarian. So that's not something that everybody else has to the extent that you do. So you need to be a little more flexible to create, right? Create. Like, you guys see things from a higher perspective and then a lower perspective. Like, not lower as in animal instincts, okay? There's a chance here that animal instincts can come out. And then, you know, in that sense, if I'm going to translate that, it's kind of like debating, all right? And Sages are very good. They're not so much debaters, they're philosophers, and philosophers don't debate. They can see through debates. This is why Sages don't really like politics, right? Because they can see right through it. They can cut through that. They can see through it. They're after truth, right? And most Sages, when they got the truth, they walk away. It's like, don't push things. People are going to see it in your perspective soon. All right. You're like the sniper, so you see things. You see things happening. You can see the enemies coming beforehand. Not everybody has that skill, all right? And I say snipers too because snipers are the ones who take out uh, any chance of the soldiers getting um, murdered, right? Like, and your planet Jupiter does something similar to that, science-wise. Scientifically speaking, the planet Jupiter pulls in asteroids from the outside, it sucks it in, to its abyss, because nobody really knows what's going on. Jupiter, a lot of people don't know what's going on with you guys right now. I'm getting that energy, but basically, the planet Jupiter keeps Earth safe by it. It's basically the big brother in the schoolyard. It gets rid of those asteroids from hitting Earth, which is like taking the bullies out from the schoolyard, right? Like, so does that make sense? I'm not a Gemini, guys. I don't have the beautiful skill of a Gemini to communicate like they do. I got Sag sign with Sag Mercury, so that's philosophy. So it might not come out like, you know, clear like a Gemini would. This could be a Gemini. We have the Empress here. The Empress is like your mother. Your mother could have some importance to you guys. I feel like if you're a Sag child, you have a strong connection with your mother. The Empress, I'm getting like it could be it could be it could be an earth sign, so a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. You have a very strong connection with her, uh, almost like psychically. Or it could be a fire sign, an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. Could be a water sign, could be any one. But I feel like if you're a child, you could be a boy. You have a strong. Your mother has some sort of strong connection with you, like almost like I want to say intuitively, but almost like psychically. Which is weird. The next card we have is Temperance. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Two of Wands, or Two of Pentacles. I always say that's Wands. We have Judgment. We have the Nine of Cups. Okay, you guys remember how I was saying about being very serious and thorough? Okay, uh, that could become a problem at your work. Ego, like I was saying, ego. The Nine of Cups is self-indulgent. So if you're like drinking and stuff like that, this is going to interfere in your work. Your mind's going to be groggy or whatever. But there's also a sense here of superiority, right? Like, so you got to like take other people's opinions and emotions into consideration, is what it's saying. Because if you're that's like coming through at work, uh, but it's also coming through in your relationships, like with family members and stuff like that. I'm getting like there's like this. Okay, Sag is like I was saying with the sniper, you see things the way it is, right? Like you see what you got to be patient with them, and you got to be patient with yourself too. All right, you guys might need quiet time, and you also need time in the fresh air. It's almost like you're feeling pressure to move before you need to. You need time to consider things. Uh, for some of you guys, there's going to be a transformation that happens when Jupiter is shifting into Scorpio. And okay, for Scorpios and for Sagittarians, this is a gateway. Okay, and that sounds weird, but it is a gateway. So you're going to be, you may, this is going to sound weird, but like it was like, you're going to be put into situations to like build proper foundations and cut through. All right, your training is almost, it's like your training is going to come into effect. If that makes sense. Your training is going to come into effect in Jupiter and Scorpio, which is like, it's kind of like, this is when you're going to be, I want to say like crowned, like, you know, personally yourself. Like you're going to be, like you're going to be, by the end of it, you'll have gotten where you need to go. Like your this is a quest here. It's, you're going to be put into, the universe is going to use all your knowledge and wisdom to go out there in the real world and do what Jupiter does, protect people and get things orderly, build structure, build proper foundations. And it, because it's Jupiter and Scorpio, it's like, you know, we have judgment here, which is like the gateways. Scorpio, if you notice, like their sign, their tail, all right, and the tail's the stinger. It actually like it faces into like there's a what do they call that? A black hole, not a black hole, like a galaxy or I got a Virgo rising. When the camera comes on, I like lose my vocab. It's so frustrating. But and then you look at the right beside them, it's Sagittarius, where the arrow, like it's coming out this way. So the tail stings them, puts them into the vortex, and then Sagittarian shoots them out. And you'll go to Capricorn next, right? And you know, that's when judgment will happen. You either go, you know, like up or down. You stay in Saturn, or you live in the bliss of Sag. I got a Scorpio Saturn and South Node Scorpio, which pretty much sucks the fun out of being a Sag. That's kind of like the universe giving you a little slap in the face, a personal joke. So yeah, you think you're gonna have a good life as a Sag? No, we're gonna give you that Scorpio, where you gotta, in the positions that it is, it's like you gotta. My lessons are in Scorpio. Oh man, not looking forward to this Jupiter Scorpio transit. You're like you're just, it was like you're saying all your skills are going to be put to use. All right, it's going to be hard, a lot of change, and because it's Scorpio, it's like the dark night of the soul. That's like dealing with a lot of you know, bad people. You're going to have all the tools and be balanced to see through it and well, basically protect people. All right, I know that sounds weird. Some of you guys want order and discipline in your family, or you're trying to structure things, and it's like you're like, I'm seeing like King Arthur and stuff, which is weird. That's Leo. I always see Leo as King Arthur, and I see Aquarius as Merlin. Those two got like quests, that life quests they have to be on. Oh, poor Leo. uh, you got to be patient. Yeah, at work things will be seen. Any arguments or things like that, Sagittarius, you have the and gotta watch the tongue, like what you say. You can't be too truthful. Like, or it's not too truthful. It's like how you deliver the truth is basically how it's coming out. This is worrying me a little bit. Oh man, because I have a Sag Sun and a Sag Mercury, where Mercury's your communication, right? So like sometimes I can say things and people are just like baffled. And then I'm standing there like, y'all were thinking it. Like, I don't see what the problem is. Like, let's not pitter patter around the issue. This could go on for months, days, weeks, years. You know, like if we just say it, you know, like what's the problem? Solves the problem. Solution. Uh, okay, so be aware of that. All right, like there's going to be a lot of arguments and a lot of competition. It could even be within your family. There could be. You need to understand that people. Okay, Sages. You know how I keep bringing up this like, and I know I understand it's weird, you guys. I got an Aquarius, Mars, and Venus. My Leo moon sits in Aquarius, so it's just who I am. It's how I receive the messages. But it's you gotta be aware of the power that you have. There's going to be a lot of competition, argument. It's people see the potential in you, and it's going to. You can't question your sanity. All right, you know things. You got to be clear on things. You have clarity. So things, you know, like at work, what can happen is because people see the potential in you, uh, they can try some underhanded tactics. All right, but you need to be clear on yourself and not doubt things and not question things. But you may have to keep it to yourself, is what I'm saying. All right. Uh, so don't turn into Xena or Hercules here. Okay. Because sometimes when Sagittarius get really like when they see something going on that is like dishonorable, and I'm seeing honorable is a big deal for you guys here. So you need to stick to your like if your honor here, right? Like don't sway off of it, or your morals don't sway off of it. So going on work, it'll be found out. You don't have to worry about it, and like you're gonna have to be patient. This is like the universe giving you the order to not pull the trigger on the person. On okay, you're the sniper. You know who the person is. Uh, it was like you were given your mission, and you're supposed to take out a person. All right, or you have this in your mind. All right, like you see this is a metaphor here, people. You're savages. You can follow me. Uh, but the universe is like now like radio in to you guys. Like don't take them out, and it's almost like you guys are like, wait, what? But this is my order. This is my mission. This is what I was supposed to do. And you know, like the universe is radioing in, like, no. And you're like, you're not rogering that. Like you're kind of like, what? You're kind of it's almost like this person is gonna fulfill uh they have a part in your path. So they're gonna fulfill your destiny somehow. So even if it's a bad person, you know, like uh, they're still going to push you into your destiny. So you need to be observant. You got to roger that. Don't pull the trigger. All right. I don't know what that's about. You know, you could have somebody at work that is just, you know, things will be found out. You have a king of swords, I feel like, who's going to cut through the truth. He's going to see it. But you need to be professional, very professional about how you handle things. Okay, and then the last card. Okay, so at work there could be a narcissist. This is my narcissist card. If you see, the guys are like looking up at their artwork, like, "Oh, I'm so great. I'm so fantastic." There's the Nine of Cups here. All right, like, uh, so if there's somebody in your environment who is like that, they'll be found out, and I really feel like they're fulfilling part of their they're either a tool for you. So there's wisdom that you're gonna okay, but from negative you always have positive. So you're gaining tools and wisdom, okay, to survive and go out there and do what you're supposed to do. I only get partial messages, you guys. Like, but there is a narcissist around you, and it'll be seen. And then for some of you, Sagittarius, partnership is a hard thing for you guys right now. You know, and I feel like it might be because you've just, okay, you might have had so much bad stuff that's happened. You can't let it harden you. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like Sagittarius are in a position of where they're like, I'm seeing like my mom's Portuguese, and they have wooden spoons. They're like ninjas with slippers and wooden spoons. But whenever you would put your hand on the stove, they would hit it, like, don't touch. Right? So what I'm seeing is like Sagittarius are almost in this position where it's like you don't even want something because it's like every time you like put your hand out to grab it, it's like you get whacked. So you want it, can't have it yet. Right? Like, it's like I'm seeing that radial thing. It's like, what? This is what I was supposed to do. No, you're supposed to step back, it's saying, Sagittarius. All right? Like, laughter is more important. Music is important. You need to get your emotions on balance here. You're a lot harder than need be, because you're going to have to be, in some sense, you're going to have to be soft in order to fulfill whatever it is. Uh, uh, because if you can't get that softness in you, it's just like the next thing or whatever situation you're in, or like, if it's hard to explain, but it's just like it's going to push you back. Like, you're gonna be like, it's like in Mario Kart, you're gonna be you're gonna be hitting the wall. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody else is gonna be doing laps. So that's why it's yeah, you gotta step back and observe things, and you do need that softness in order to do it, because feeling is your compass. If you can't feel, then your compass can't guide you. You can't sense things, because you're so hard, right? You're only going to see things from a one-sided perspective. Here, it's asking you to be more open-minded, and if you don't feel, then you're not going to be aware of what's to come. That's your compass that's going to guide you. Right? If you feel like something's off with somebody, that's your compass. It's guiding you. It's telling you. If your compass is telling you to be patient, if things aren't moving as quickly as you want, you got to be patient. There's changes happening here. All right, you guys, hopefully that helped you out. I know it was a weird one, but it is what it is. Namaste. I will talk to you next month. I won't be doing mid-months because I'm going through a shift myself. I have a lot of changes I'm making. Longer hours, less days out of the week I'm working, so I have more time to do this, but there's a shift, schedules, everything has to change for that. So namaste, and I will talk to you next month. Ciao for now.